Hey, figured I'd take you along on our next chore with our giant pumpkin plant. If you are doing a giant pumpkin, I recommend doing this. If you're doing just regular pumpkins, you can if you want. It's just kind of cool to learn how to create a healthy and big and beautiful pumpkin. So what we're going to do here is we've got our main vine. The main vine is the one that comes straight out. The main vine comes right out from the trunk and goes in a straight line. You can obviously train it to go where you want to. But this main vine, you can see right here, this part is above the soil and the part behind it is below the soil. We're going to bury this just to make sure that we can get more roots. The roots, if you saw an earlier video from us, there will be roots that will come out naturally. Roots will come out naturally from the bottom, but if you want a second set of roots, then you want to bury it because there's another one that will come out from the top of every leaf node. So that's what we're going to do today. So this, if you're wondering why we have, if you really want to get a big pumpkin, you got to plug it in, give it some good juice, electrically shock it, and that gives you a big pumpkin. That's false, by the way. This is just, we got heating coils in our soil. So we actually grow a giant pumpkin plant for the state fair here in Minnesota, and that happens in mid-August. So to get a huge pumpkin by then, you got to start early, and so we heat up our soil when it's really cold here with heating coils. But here we go. So first we're going to dig a little trench underneath it. I'll just pull it off to this. We'll pull it off to the side. Easy enough. Make sure it can lay down in there nicely. There we go. Look at that pretty little worm. That's what we like to see. Now, whenever you're adjusting a vine, we highly suggest doing it in the heat of the day. It gives the vine it's more malleable. If you do it in early morning or at dusk when it's starting to cool down and you start moving those vines, they can break. But right now when it's nice and warm on it, it'll bend really nicely before it breaks. That's a good principle with any time that you're training a plant, including a tree. So we are going to use two amendments here. First one we're going to use is our azos, which is a bacteria, to inoculate those roots as they come out right away. And then the other one we're going to use is actually called mycorrhizal fungi. You could use any brand you want, but we really like this one, Extreme Gardening. Just as I've gone and looked at a lot of them and looked at how potent they are per serving, this one seems to be one of the more potent ones, so that's why I pick it. Ours is, you'll see it's a little different than some. It's WP, meaning wettable powder, so it's more like a dust instead of granules, because that way you can put it in a watering can and water it in. It's more expensive, but we've done both. You'll be fine with both. So what we're going to do, and by the way, it's not encouraged to use your hands here. If you do, water them afterwards. But we're going to take a little scoop of our bacteria, and we'll go to every single, this is a leaf node right here where they got a leaf. This is where the roots are going to come out of. Let me just get a little closer for you. So right here, the roots will come out the bottom and the roots will come out the top. And when they come out the top, they're going to kind of come up and around. If you see one of our previous videos, you'll see an actual picture. We ripped one out and showed you. So we'll take some bacteria and dust it all over those spots. This one is still cranking up. Maybe I'll bury that one too. It's actually got a little pumpkin on this one. I'm going to pick it off because it's too early. And I broke the flower, unfortunately, but this is what it looks like. Let's see here. And it's got a little pumpkin on the bottom, different than a male flower, which would basically just be this part. A female flower will have the pumpkin on the bottom, right there. But we don't need it yet, so we tore it off. But let me powder that one too. And again, if this were a cool time of day, I would not be bending that down. Last thing you want to do is break your main vine. Now we're putting a little fungus on there, a little mycorrhiza. You could spread it throughout the trough if you want to. Whew. Try not to breathe it in. It's not ideal. Whew. All right. And now, what we're going to do, it's also encouraged not to step on your soil. So if you can avoid that as much as possible, that's great. What I'm doing here is I'm cutting off these. They're great to hold the plant in place, but if you're burying the main vine, you don't need this. It acts more like a kickstand, and it actually can, when you're bending your plant down, it might snap the vine. So I'll just cut those off when I'm burying it, because it doesn't need it right now. Doesn't need a kickstand, doesn't need this one. There we go. Now we'll push this down a little bit and bury it. Grab a little soil from over here, put it on top, just so we've got plenty. This is nice and workable soil. We might even take this one. I don't want to bend it too far because I don't want to chance breaking it, so I'll just bend it a little. I have broken a main vine before when I got a little overzealous, and that's just fine. A lot of times they'll heal, and if they don't, you can just take the secondary vine, which is what will grow out from the leaf behind the break, and you can curve that up and train that to be the next main vine and take its place. It's just fine. You'll be fine. We were fine. I think I grew a 1,000-pound pumpkin on one that I snapped the main vine. It was okay. I'm going to pat it in. There we go. Add a little more dirt here. Cool. And now, what I'm going to do is, I actually have a little bit of compost tea that I'm going to pour on it. I haven't been doing a lot of fertilizer yet because the plant's still pretty young. Just going to add a little bit of the tea to the water and go over it. Get it all over the leaves. Main thing you don't want is to kick dirt up on your leaves, because dirt can bring disease onto the wrong parts of the plant. You can water in front of the plant a little bit to get some of that nutrients, the bacteria and fungus and nutrients all watered in, so when the plant gets out there, it'll be ready for it. Put a decent amount back here on the stump, because that's where the most active roots are right now. As the plant gets older, the active roots will actually be toward the front part of the pumpkin, because these back ones are going to be real old. I mean, those roots are going to be 3-4 months old, and they'll have fresh active roots toward the middle and front of the plant. And when that happens, you'll actually water the front of the plant more than you'll water the back, because what will happen is you might rot the back out because it's not taking the water up fast enough. They're kind of root old. So you decrease watering on the back, increase it on the front where the roots can take it because they're young. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Just a little bit on burying and training your vines and a few extra little tips along the way. Happy gardening. Follow the channel if you want more tips and tricks. We do much more than pumpkins here, but you'll also get some pumpkin knowledge as well as lots of other fruit plants. And I mean, you can look behind here. We're about to make our delivery for the nursery. So we got some multi-plums, we got some apple trees, apricot trees, hydrangea bushes, lilac bushes, tons of annuals. So we'll take you through on a whole bunch of gardening tips and advice. But yeah, follow along. We'd love to have you. Happy gardening.